Yibunei HaMikdash, Hirtzio inte malai, O korles ozman.
Looking for wisdom that speaks to your heart? Say hello to Rabbi Joseph Kolakowski, the Koblenzer Rebbe. Rabbi Joseph Kolakowski, the Koblenzer Rebbe, brings ancient wisdom to today's world. Each week, he dives into the Kedushas Levi, unraveling profound insights from the Parsha. Whether you're deeply versed in Torah study or just beginning your journey, Rabbi Kolakowski's teachings are accessible and inspiring. His unique approach not only sheds light on the text, but also offers practical guidance for modern life. So why not join us and discover the timeless wisdom of the Kedushas Levi? With Rabbi Kolakowski, every Parsha becomes a path to deeper understanding and personal growth. Tune in, and let the Koblenzer Rebbe illuminate your week with Torah truths that resonate. Subscribe now to stay inspired and spiritually connected.
Have you ever pondered over the significance of keeping kosher? The roots of this practice are deeply embedded in Jewish tradition and teaching, serving as a reminder of our sacred bond with the divine. But what if we dig a little deeper? What if we unravel the threads of wisdom woven by one of the most revered Hasidic Jewish teachers, the saintly Rebbe Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev? Rebbe Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev, known for his profound teachings, offers a simple yet powerful understanding of keeping kosher. In Sefer Kedushas Levi and Parshas Shmini, the Rebbe begins with an exploration of a passage from the book of Leviticus that states, "The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying to them, 'Speak to the Israelites, saying, These are the creatures that you may eat.'" He inquires about the phrase, "saying to them," as scripture usually merely says "saying," and provides a thoughtful explanation as to why the words "to them" are here. According to the commentary of Rashi, a medieval French rabbi, Moses, who was destined to speak with the divine, refused to nurse from an Egyptian woman. He did not want to consume something impure, as he was to speak the words of the divine. This is why the Bible tells us in Exodus that Moses' own mother nursed him in the house of Pharaoh. The Holy Ramban, also known as Nachmanides, further explains that the Torah forbids certain foods because they engender cruelty within the human body. As the old saying goes, "You are what you eat." As a holy nation, the Jewish people are expected to embody kindness and are destined to communicate with the divine, as stated in the Bible in the book of Joel, "And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy." Thus, it's incongruous for a mouth that has consumed something impure to converse with the divine. This is the underlying message of the verse, "The Lord spoke, saying to them." It signifies that each individual is destined to converse with the divine, and therefore should abstain from consuming anything impure. The words could be understood as, "in order to say to them," meaning that the path to prophecy is paved by keeping a kosher diet. However, we can add something to this teaching of Rebbe Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev to offer hope for those who have not always kept kosher. In the liturgy for the third Sabbath meal, it is stated that eating on Shabbos rectifies the sin of eating non-kosher food. If we connect this to the teaching of Rebbe Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev, we see that eating on the Sabbath actually prepares us for when we will become prophets in the end times. So what have we learned from the teachings of Rebbe Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev? The act of keeping kosher is not merely a dietary regulation, it's a sacred commitment, a reminder that we are destined to commune with the divine through prophecy. It's a testament to our role as a holy nation, expected to embody kindness and purity. And most importantly, it instills hope, assuring us that even if we falter, there is a path to rectification, a way to prepare ourselves for the divine communion that awaits us in the end times when we will become prophets. Remember, every meal is an opportunity to honor this divine connection, to embody kindness, and to prepare ourselves for our sacred destiny. And as we journey through life, let's carry with us the wisdom of the holy Rebbe Levi Yitzhak of Berdichev, embracing the profound significance of keeping kosher as a path to a prophetic future.
Shalom and blessings. Welcome to our channel. Every Thursday, Rabbi Kolakowski, affectionately known as the Koblenheiser Rebbe, shares a teaching from the holy Hasidic volume, Kedushas Lekimvi. This week, for Parshas Shmini, the Kedushas Levi teaches a homily on Leviticus chapter 11, explaining how keeping a kosher diet is a prerequisite for prophecy. Rabbi Kolakowski adds his own insights, giving hope to those, like himself, who didn't always keep kosher. The previous clip discussed this, but now we will learn this teaching inside. Let's watch.
Baruchim Abayim, welcome again to our channel. Every Thursday we try to learn something from the holy Kedushas Levi. Rabbi Levi Yitzchak ben Sor Soshem Reberditchev, Schus Yigaleinu V'Kol Amen. This week's Parshas is Parshas Shmini. The first Var Torah in Parshas Shmini is a comment on the book of Leviticus chapter 11, verses 1 and 2. It says, Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe v'laharon leimor aleihim, darber el b'nei Yisrael. It says, and the Lord spoke unto Moses and to Aaron, in order to say unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, Zosachaya, these are the animals that you're allowed to eat. Says the holy Berditchev Rav, Schus Yigaleinu V'Kol Amen, V'yishel daktik my leimor aleihim. The holy Berditchev Rav asks, what is this seemingly superfluous language of in order to say unto them? V'nira dehine Rashi's al kasav al pasach eilich v'rasi lach isha menekes mne ivrios. So we know there's nothing superfluous in Scripture. So why doesn't it merely say, and the Lord spoke unto Moses and Aaron, saying? Why does it say in order to say unto them? So we can find an answer to this by looking at Rashi, Rabbi Solomon Isaacides, his comments on the book of Exodus chapter 2, verse 7. That Miriam went and asked the Egyptian princess, should I go and call for you a Hebrew woman who was a wet nurse in order to nurse the baby Moses? Rashi says, al mitzvahs harbe linek v'loyanak lefishu asad ladaber meshchina lefichach leiratze lanek tamei mishum she'asad lanabe liyisrael mipina shchina. So Rashi explains that the Egyptian princess brought the baby Moses to many Egyptian wet nurses in order to nurse the baby Moses, and Moses refused to nurse from them. Why? Because he was destined for the divine presence to speak with him, and therefore he did not wish to nurse from an impure source, because he was destined to prophesy to the Israelites from the mouth of the divine presence. From Bana Kodesh Kosav, and the holy Nachmanides writes, we know the old saying, you are what you eat. That which the Torah prohibits for us, these unclean animals, it's because these animals engender a cruel nature into the human body. You know that these are very cruel animals. Pigs are very cruel animals. They're omnivores that eat up everything, all the bones and everything. And so therefore you are what you eat. If you eat a pig, then you become a pig. If you eat a sweet shefala, you'll be a sweet shefala. If you eat a nice sweet little lamb, you'll be a sweet little lamb. Jewish people, the Israelite nation, are a holy people. Therefore, they need to have to them this attribute of loving kindness. But furthermore, there's something more to this. The eschatological destiny of every Jew is that the divine will speak to each and every Israelite, each and every Jew. We read this in the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. And it will be afterwards that I pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and thy sons and thy daughters will prophesy, thy elders will dream dreams, and thy youth will see visions. So we see that since the divine, the blessed one, the Holy One, will be speaking to them, so how is it even possible that a mouth that ate unclean animals, that the divine presence should speak with him. That the Shekhinah should speak with him. That's what's hinted to here in the scripture in Leviticus 11. That it says, and the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in order to say to them, that I am destined to speak unto them, to each and every individual, and therefore they should not consume anything unclean. Until now are the words of the holy Kedushas Levi. There's a problem with that. I don't know about you, but I haven't always kept kosher. So because when I was a kid I used to eat chicken nut McNuggets at McDonald's and roast beef sandwiches from Roy Rogers, so then I won't be able to be a prophet when the Messiah comes. So I found an answer to that. In the liturgy for Shalashudas, for the third Sabbath meal, it says something very interesting. This is printed in some Hasidic prayer books. It says, first of all, that in the merit of this third meal, we should be rescued from the eschatological wars of the end times, the wars of Gog and Magog. But in the merit of all three meals, that I should rectify that which I damaged through eating forbidden foods. Meaning that when we rejoice in the Sabbath by eating kosher food, obviously, but many people think, oh, the Sabbath is a holy day, you should be fasting. No, Prophet Isaiah says, you should call the Sabbath a delight. We should eat good food on the Sabbath and celebrate the Sabbath with our best foods, whatever it is. People who are impoverished might just have a little bit of tuna fish or something, whatever they have. Other people might have more, a cholent, a pacha, all kinds of kugels and things, to make great rectifications. Doesn't matter a lot or a little, as long as your heart is turned to heaven. But the point is, when you eat these holy Sabbath meals, you're rectifying that's what you did by eating not kosher. And if eating not kosher is a barrier to prophecy, and keeping kosher is a prerequisite for prophecy, and so therefore eating on the Sabbath, it fixes if we might have eaten something not kosher, and therefore we rectify that which we damaged, we are therefore preparing for prophecy. And if we understand the transcendent nature of God, transcendent through time and space, the time-space continuum, we then understand that really, when we eat on the Sabbath, we're engaging in a prophetic form of worship. The Pius Etzner talks about the avodas and nevuah. Even if we don't actually have prophecy today in this rubric of the space-time continuum in which we currently exist, but we can tap into our real nature of prophecy. And one of the most fundamental and profound ways that we do that is in our celebrations of the Sabbath, particularly through eating, by bringing the spiritual and the material together, by celebrating the holiness of the Sabbath through food. And so therefore, as we enter to go and celebrate the Sabbath, we hope and pray that we'll be able to enjoy this special time and look forward to the fulfillment of that prophecy that we have in the book of Joel, that God's Spirit will be poured out on all flesh, and we will all become prophets with the great Hiskalos Kvod Shemayim, with the revelation of the glory of heaven, Amen, soon in our times. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe, comment. We hope to see you real soon. Thank you, and God bless. Particularly, today's the Yortzeit of the Berach Moshe, previous Satmar Rebbe. Tonight, tomorrow's the Yortzeit of Rabbi Victor Miller. So we have big tzaddikim that we can venerate and celebrate in this very special time of the year. So we should all be blessed with all kinds of blessings, and we should also be blessed to eventually have that prophecy. God bless. All right, how do I turn this thing off? This one?
We hope you enjoyed this content. This channel has over 5,000 videos, including Torah commentary, podcasts, footage of Jewish and historical events, and much more. We are sure you will find more videos you will enjoy. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button, and comment. Rabbi Kolakowski often makes videos based on questions in the comment section, so you might have a video made just for you. By helping this channel grow, You are helping to spread Torah. God bless.
Yibunei HaMikdash, Hirtzio in the Malah.